Hi everyone, I'm Claire. Welcome to your practice. For this practice you're going to need 2 blocks. Now I know not everyone has yoga blocks like this at home, so you could use a Tupperware box, you could use a big book, you could use a shoebox. Whatever you've got lying around, that is roughly the shape of this. It doesn't really matter so much if it's a bit bigger, and it doesn't matter for this practice today if it's quite heavy because we're not actually going to need to pick it up. So whatever you've got that's kind of similar to this, or you can always just have a go without and see how you get on. We're going to have one of them at the front of the mat and one of them is going to be at the back of the mat. So we've got one on each side, and then let's get going. If you've not already had a warm-up of your own, then please do so now. I've got my own warm-up practice to go before this. It's really short, so do that warm-up first and then let's get straight on with this practice. So let's start in our downwards facing dog. 1 block at the front, 1 block at the back. Coming into your downwards facing dog facing the front of your mat, spread your fingers. Take a little bit of movement, spreading the toes, pressing one heel down to the floor and then the other one. And starting to really deepen your breath, becoming really conscious of how you're breathing. Settle into down dog with as straight a spine as possible. Bent knees if you need to do that. Most of us do. And looking forward, start to walk your hands, feet even, all the way to the hands at the top. Take a ragdoll, just hang for a moment, bend the knees, have a sway side to side. And then hands to the floor, you can bend your knees, have your feet about hip distance apart. Bend into the knees a lot, sweep the arms up into our chair pose. So we would like to try to bring the shins back a little bit, weight through the heels. It's not about how low you go, it's not a deep squat. We're trying to get length through the spine and the arms, hinging from the hips a little bit, holding it here. Taking a big inhale. And exhale, forward fold all the way down over your legs. Inhale, lift up halfway, shine the chest. Exhale, step back into your plank. From plank, lower the knees, lower the rest of the body all the way down, exhale. Inhale into your low cobra, drag the chest back. Exhale, downwards facing dog, lift the hips. Take a couple of breaths. Step your feet together, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or jump your feet to the top of the mat. Now the feet are together, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold, feet are together this time, lift up into chair. So up to you if you prefer the feet together or apart, we've done them both. Sinking down a little bit more, maybe keeping, we're not tucking the tailbone right under, we're not sticking the bum out, it's somewhere in between the two. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step back to plank pose. This time without your knees, lower all the way to the floor. Low cobra, lift head and chest, drag your hands back along the mat. Downwards facing dog, lift the hips. 3 deep breaths. Step your feet together, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway first. Exhale, fold all the way down. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose, arms sweep up. Engage the lower belly, dragging the shins slightly back. Not sinking too low, neutral pelvis, neutral spine as much as possible. And then exhale, fold over the legs. Now it's different this time. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step your right leg back along the mat. This time we're not going to drop that back knee down. So if you've done the beginner's class, we take the back knee down to the floor. We're going to keep it up high. Lift all the way up. into your high lunge. Both knees can be bent. Try to avoid back bending. Pull the lower belly in, pull the rib cage in. Lift the arms all the way up by the ears. Let them grow tall. Okay, let's start to take your right hand down next to your left foot. I'm going to lift the left arm up to the ceiling. You can adjust that back foot if you need to. Spin the rib cage. Really push the floor away. You can let the head just hang. Again, if you need to adjust the feet, you can. We're going to come up to a corridor twist. So imagine someone's pulling on your left hand as it comes all the way up. Right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches back. So this should feel a bit like I've cued it the wrong way. Left hand is back, right hand is forward. Your body is squeezing into this corridor twist. Both knees can bend. Hold. Breathe. Okay, from here we start to take the right hand back to the floor. Keep the left hand up towards the ceiling. Bit of a challenge to step back into side plank. So the right wrist is right underneath your shoulder. Left leg steps back on top of the right and then push the hips up towards the ceiling. Side plank. Hold it for 3. For 2. And 1. Step your left foot all the way back to the front of the mat. Turn your right foot all the way. Lean left arm on left leg. Right bicep up by the ear. Try and get length whilst you're here in the right side of the body. Okay, with me, come all the way up with the torso. Take the right hand to the back of the mat, left hand follows. Step back, plank pose. Lower down with or without your knees. Nice and slow. Low cobra. Head and chest lift, but it's a pulling backwards action with the hands rather than a press. Downwards facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Take a few breaths. Step your feet together. Bend the knees, look between the hands, step or walk the feet in between the back of the mat now. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold over the legs. Chair pose, so bend your knees, sweep the arms up, hold that chair. One more deep breath. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift halfway. This time we're going to step that left leg back. Remember, this time we don't drop the knee, so we're on the ball of the back foot. Lift all the way up, high lunge, bending both knees if you can. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. Imagine you're trying to pull the front of your body in towards your spine. Okay. Start to take your left hand down near your right foot. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Spin the rib cage. Open up the chest. And then we can adjust the feet as much as you feel like you need to for balance. Start to lift up. Corridor twist. Right hand back. Left hand forward. It should feel like it's the wrong way. Squeeze your thighs together even though they're not really touching. Squeeze, 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 hold. Try and really get the arms in line with the legs. Okay, from here, let's take it all the way back down. Left hand to the floor, right hand up. Make sure your left wrist is underneath your left shoulder. Right hand reaches up, right foot steps back on top of the left foot, or just in front if you prefer. Push your hips up, side plank, hold for 3, 2, right foot is going to step to the front, nice and slow. All the way forward by the left hand. Both hands can come down. We're going to turn the left foot all the way over, so it's at 90 degrees to your right foot. Come up, lean on that front leg, right elbow on right leg, left bicep up by the ear. Deep breath whilst you're here. Pressing your hips slightly forwards. And then bring your torso all the way up. Left hand goes all the way to the front of the mat. Right hand follows. Step back plank. Lower with or without your knees. Low cobra. And downwards facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Take 2 deep breaths. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Okay, step your feet together, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump, top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Chair pose, bend the knees, bring your arms up. Settle into your chair. Remember, it doesn't have to be really low. It can be just a very slight tip here. Take one more deep breath. So we're going to do this one more time on each side, this time going a bit quicker with some variations if you want them. So inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step your right leg back. Stay high on the ball of the foot. Lift the arms, come up, high lunge. Nice, you can bend both knees, remember. From your high lunge, right hand down to the floor. Left hand still stays up towards the ceiling, open up the rib cage. And then take your time because it's a balance. Come up into your corridor twist. Squeeze everything into that narrow corridor. Bend into the knees as much as you need. Squeeze the thighs. Option if you want to lean on the back leg with the left hand. Right fingertips paint the ceiling from here. And then cartwheel it all the way down. Right hand to the floor. Step back. Side plank. Push the floor away, lift the hips. It might be wobbly, keep pressing the floor away. Step the left foot forwards by your right hand. Turn the back foot all the way around, lean on the left knee, right fingertips reach up past the ears. Take a big deep breath here. Come all the way up, cartwheel your hands to the back of the mat. Step back, plank. Lower with or without your knees to the floor. Low cobra, pull the chest through. Downwards facing dog, press your hips. Up and back, take a big breath in. Big breath out. One more, inhale. And exhale. Step your feet together, bend the knees, look between the hands, step, walk or jump. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Chair pose, bend the knees, sweep your arms up, settle into your chair. Take a big full breath. Okay, we're going to go again on this side, so inhale here. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift halfway. Step that left leg back. Stay up high on the ball of the foot. Lift all the way up into your high lunge. Feel like you're squeezing the glutes, like you're pulling the front of your torso back into the spine. Big inhale. Take your left hand down to the floor, right hand reaches up, spin the rib cage, open up the chest. Adjust the feet if you need to, corridor twist. Right hand pulls up behind you, left arm follows. Squeeze into that narrow corridor space. And again, if you want to, right hand now goes to your left thigh. Left fingertips paint the ceiling. Cartwheel the hands all the way to the floor. Left hand goes down. Left wrist is under the shoulder. Right hand reaches up high. Step back. Side plank. Push the floor away. Lift, lift, lift through the hips. For 3, 2, 1. Step that right foot to the top by your left hand. Nice. Turn the left foot all the way around. Warrior 2 legs. Lean on the front thigh. Left arm reaches all the way up. Energy through the fingers. Hold it, take a big deep breath. Come all the way up, cartwheel the hands to the front of the mat. Step back plank. Lower with or without your knees. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Hips come up and back. From down dog, take 3 or 4 big deep breaths here. Really lift the hips, bend the knees, straighten up your spine. Press down through your hands, spread the fingers. Walk your feet all the way to your hands at the top. Take a ragdoll, just hang over your legs, really bent knees, way more bent than you might think, so let the stomach touch the thighs. And nice and slowly roll yourself piece by piece up to standing at the front of your mat. So we're going to come into our balances now. Remember, balance is never perfect, ever. So it's always a case of exploring what you've got going on today. Might be great, might be less than great, doesn't matter. We're just going to work with it anyway. So from the front of your mat, I'm going to turn to face you, but you can still face the same way. Tree pose, bring your hands to prayer. Start to slide your right foot without using your hands for help. Right foot slides up the inside of your left leg. It's not about how far you can take it. And it is good practice to not put pressure on the kneecaps, so maybe just below the knee is good. If you can get it above without using the hands, amazing, go for it. We're going to stay here. So we might be finding this fairly easy. If we're not finding it fairly easy, which happens to us all day to day, then stay here. This is absolutely fine. Otherwise, release the leg back to the floor. The next time we're going to do this, exactly the same as what you just did, you're going to have your eyes closed. And I can't have my eyes on you to make sure if you're cheating or not. So you are being successful at this if you have your eyes closed. It doesn't matter if you wobble all over the place. It doesn't matter if you put your foot down. What does matter is if you can really, really keep your eyes closed. It's very tempting to keep them open because it's a hell of a lot easier for your body. So we know what it's like with the eyes open. And you're going to see me do this, and guaranteed I'm going to be coming out of this pose. So eyes are closed. In fact, you shouldn't be seeing me doing this at all, should you? You should have your eyes closed too. Let's start to take the right foot and slide it up the inside of your left leg. It might just be by your ankle, and that's fine. And just work with the balance with the eyes closed. Figure out what you need to engage. So this trains your brain as well as the body. This is a great and very, very simple exercise to do to really improve your balance. Have a few goes if you fall out. And swap to the other leg. First time we'll just open the eyes and just bring the left foot, slide it up. Notice how that is different already with the eyes open to closed. And then release it down. Eyes are closed now. This is honestly an advanced yoga pose. You know, we think of an advanced yoga pose as maybe being some kind of pretzel shape with the body. It's not. It's about closing your eyes and keeping them closed, resisting the urge to open them, and then allowing yourself to have wobbles, because our egos get the better of us, don't they? We want to be perfect in these poses, and it actually honestly doesn't matter. Take a few breaths, allow the wobbles to happen, laugh at yourself if you need to. And release. Both legs down, blink the eyes open. Really easy, simple thing to do to challenge your balance. You could just do that at home. You don't need to be warmed up. Just keep going, keep practicing that one. Step back to the front of your mat if you've moved. And we're going to take a little balance sequence now. If you come out, just come back in as slowly with control as you can, rather than jumping back into a pose. Okay, so from where we are, bring your hands to prayer at the heart. Inhale, lift the hands up, look up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step straight into your down dog this time, so hands down, step your feet back into downwards facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up in the air. Step it all the way through in between your hands. Try not to lift your hands if possible. Put the right foot down, lift up into a high lunge. So we were in high lunge before. Bend both knees, lift the arms up. From your high lunge, bring your hands to prayer, bring them down in front of your chest. Okay, warrior 3 from here. Start to tip your weight forward at the hips. Slide forward, drag the back leg in, lift up, warrior 3. Holding in warrior 3. So we're going to hold warrior 3 for a few breaths. If you come in and out, that's fine. Really try and think of this capital T shape, proud chest. We're going to open up from here into half moon. So left hand to the hip. Right hand is going to grab your block on the floor in front of you. And then try and kick your left leg up into the air. Open up the hip. And maybe lift the left arm up. Think about a starfish shape with the body. So this block can be at any height, whatever you've got that you can lean on. Or you can get rid of it altogether if you prefer. You can just hover the hand off the floor, or you can touch fingertips to the ground. Lots of ways here of challenging your balance. Bend the right knee, left foot finds the ground. We're going to come up warrior 2. So warrior 2, right toes point forwards, left toes point out to the side. Bend into that right knee. Settle into your warrior 2 pose. Take a big inhale. Exhale, maybe taking it a little bit deeper in the front knee. Straighten up the legs, turn all 10 toes to the same direction. Bring your hands onto the hips, roll the shoulders back, a big inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold all the way down. And maybe just bend one knee and then the other. And let your upper body just move side to side. Bring your hands to the hips, straighten up the spine, come all the way up to standing. Step your feet together at the back of your mat so your right foot will step to join your left foot. Bring your hands to prayer heart center. Inhale, lift the hands and look up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway. Step straight into downwards facing dog. From down dog, lift the left leg up into the air, big inhale. Step it through, try not to lift your hands. Come up high lunge, bend the knees, lift the arms. From your high lunge, settle in, and then bring your hands down to prayer at your heart center. Warrior 3, tip, 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 tip. Drag the back leg in, lift, lift, lift. Find that capital T shape with the body. Holding it here. Okay, half moon, right hand to right hip. Left hand finds your block at the back. And then open up that right hip on top of the left hip. Maybe right hand up to the ceiling if you want to. Same options as before. You can either just stay on your block or you can hover the left hand off. You can have the fingers on the floor rather than a block if that's okay for you. Bend the left knee, right foot finds the floor behind you, warrior 2. Adjust if you need to, if you didn't quite land the feet correctly. Bend into that left knee. Couple of deep breaths. Sinking into the knee if you can. Grip the floor, press the hips a little bit forwards. Straighten the front leg. All 10 toes to the side, just like before, hands on the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Hinge from the hip, come all the way down. Hands can come to the floor. If you can't touch the floor, just go really wide with the legs here. And then just have a little bend side to side. If your hands don't touch the floor, you can always as well just grab opposite elbows and sway. This time, hands to the floor. Walk your hands to your right foot. Turn on all 10 toes. Step back, downwards facing dog. Let the big toes touch each other so the feet come closer together. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Bend your knees. Come into this crouching squat position at the back of the mat. Knees are up towards the chest. Let's find some balance. Lift the hands up to prayer at the heart center. So we can make this harder whilst we're here, as you know from before, by closing the eyes. So we'll give it a go. We'll try closing the eyes. And it might be for a second or two. You might have a few more seconds in you. But remember, you're successful as long as the eyes are closed. So even if you're wobbling all over the place, even if you have to use your arms in the air, even if you have to put fingers down, whatever you need to do, as long as you keep your eyes closed, that's the measure of success here. It's not about what the pose looks like at all. And then blink your eyes open. Hands down. Walk forwards into your downwards facing dog. From down dog, let's drop the knees, take them wide across the mat. Find a child's pose, hips to the heels, drop the head down. And then from child's pose, walk your hands in, lift the head, lift the torso, come to a seated position. Bring your legs, out in front of you. And come to lie down on your back. Knees point to the ceiling. Bring your left ankle onto your right knee and guide the left knee open. Flex the left foot. Option 1 to stay here. This is enough for some people. Another option is we've got these blocks or whatever you're using instead. So one thing you can do is just slide a block underneath the right foot to get a little bit of lift. You could have 2 if you wanted to. Maybe you would like to lift the right leg, reach behind the leg, and either have the leg straight or bent, whatever works for you, pressing the left knee away from you. Maybe a gentle rock side to side, or just stay still, close your eyes. So we're not pulling, we're just finding a stretch that we can hold and breathe through. And then whatever you've got on this side, we're going to match it on the second side, so swap your legs. And same thing, if this is you, stay here. If you've got a block under the left foot, amazing. If you're lifting the leg, amazing. Whatever is going to work for you today. One side might be different to the other side. So find a place that works for you. Okay, from here, keep your eyes closed. Release, hug your knees to the chest. And then come into your Shavasana. Let your legs go straight out in front, arms by the sides, close your eyes. And then I'm going to end this video here, but please try and stay in your Shavasana for at least 3 or 4 minutes before you come back up. Thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste.